Hi everyone. So in the previous video we already have had our discussion on the first kind of states, which is your successor states. The other kind of states we'll study here. Please do check the previous video for the same. We have just started with the modern Indian history series. Not much of the videos are here, so you can easily cope up with the topics in case you have missed out on any. Because once we finish that all of this states discussion, rise of regional states and the 18th century discussion, etc., then we'll come on to the topic of advent of Europeans, which is a prime importance one. So, and here also along with the sessions only, I have started to attach the PYQs. For example, the first topic was just for your discussion, but the topic that we are going to do right now has a mains ka question from 2017. So accordingly I'm attaching all of that. I hope you will check the video till the end, and please do like, comment, share and subscribe if you feel the videos are of help to you. Okay, next is a set of new states, which include states like Marathas, Sikhs, Jats, Afghans, etc. So the characteristic feature of all of these states we have done earlier, so I need not repeat. Let's talk about Marathas. Now we have also seen that they were very important power and kind of at one point of time became the defender of India, replacing the Mughals also. So they were the only Indian power strong enough to offer an alternative to the Mughal rule. Now please focus on the keywords very clearly. It is written that they were strong enough to offer an alternative, which means they were capable to be the alternative. However, they did not succeed. अब क्यों क्या कैसे हुआ आगे समझेंगे, ठीक है? Okay. When we talk about the military leaders, so there was a confederacy of military leaders, or you can say a grouping kind of that, of the Maratha Sardars. Now the problem was that these leaders or these Sardars in the grouping, they lacked unity and vision for founding an all India empire. So although they were capable in many aspects, but unity nahi tha, और ये different leaders थे within the whole Maratha system. Also, they did not have that vision of finding an all India empire like the Mughals, so they were good enough in their regional aspect, but not for an all India empire. And ऑल्सो एक प्रॉब्लम इनका मुगल्स के साथ क्या हुआ था, 27-year वॉर स्टार्ट हुआ था बाई औरंगजेब 1681 between the Mughals and the Marathas. In that what happened, there was suppression to Marathas by the Mughals. और मराठास के साथ रिलीजन को लेके क्या था, क्योंकि दे वर बिलीविंग इन हिंदुइज्म, दे ऑफ कोर्स वांटेड अ हिंदू स्टेट. और औरंगजेब को लेके इशू क्या था, बिकॉज ही वाज अ मुस्लिम रूलर एंड ही वाज रिलीजियसली वेरी इनटॉलरेंट, सो देयर वाज क्लैश ऑफ रिलीजन ऑल्सो. Then 1689 में औरंगजेब defeated and killed Shivaji's son Shambhaji. So you know about Shivaji from the Maratha state. And then his son Shahu also got captured by Aurangzeb. अच्छा, ये इतनी minute details you need not remember. Just understand it as a story. Like the years you can still ignore. Just understand that there were issues between Marathas and Mughals. That would be okay for that. Now this person who was captured because of Aurangzeb's initiations got finally released when Aurangzeb died in 1707. This is important. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ से आगे की जो कहानी है ना, वो उस पर ही based रहेगी. So after the release of Shahu, now who was Shahu? Shahu was son of Sambhaji, who was son of Shivaji. ठीक है, तो basically his grandson. Now after the release of Shahu, there started a civil war between two people, like who would continue in the Maratha kingdom. So one Tarabai, who was aunt of Shahu, and another Shahu himself. ठीक है. Now Shahu and Tarabai, they got into this war for the succession, and Shahu got victorious. But when Shahu got victorious, that happened with a group of new independent Sardars. अभी तक जो लोग मराठा किंगडम में सरदार बने थे, अब अलग ग्रुपिंग एक इंडिपेंडेंट किंगडम की आ गई. And there was this person who was very much responsible for the victory of Shahu. Now, who was this person? Balaji Vishwanath. तो you need to remember about this person because इन्हीं के अंडर में स्टार्ट होती है पेशवाशिप इन द मराठास, जो एक्चुअली हमें सिलेबस में कवर करना है. सो ही वॉज द PM और द प्राइम मिनिस्टर काइंड ऑफ पोजिशन, और जिसको पेशवा भी बोलते थे, ऑफ शाहू. ठीक है, हु बिकेम लाइक दैट, लाइक विद द हेल्प ऑफ हिम ही गॉट विक्टोरियस एंड देन ही वॉज मेड दैट. अब यहाँ से बिकॉज ऑफ द हेल्प गिवन बाय बालाजी विश्वनाथ, वी कैन ऑल्सो से दैट a new kind of system of Maratha government started under the leadership of Balaji Vishwanath. क्यों? क्योंकि यहाँ से पेशवाशिप शुरू हो रही है, एंड ही वॉज अ वेरी केपेबल लीडर. और एक पूरे मराठा गवर्नमेंट में एक अलग तरीके का सिस्टम जो है, जिसको हम पेशवा डोमिनेशन का भी टाइम कह सकते हैं. So we can talk about this. And in the period of Peshwa domination, the Maratha state transformed into empire. So even if it was just a state, like earlier Mughal state, so it was just a Maratha state, अपने रीजन में वो पावर होल्ड कर रहे थे, बट एक वास्ट एम्पायर, इट बिकेम अंडर द लीडरशिप ऑफ पेशवा, और यू कैन से इन द पीरियड ऑफ पेशवा डोमिनेशन. ठीक है. एंड हु वॉज द फंक्शनल हेड ऑफ एट दिस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम? द राजा शाहू. सो यू कैन clearly understand, like we have done in the case of Mughals. If I just help you roughly understand this, it is not exactly the same but kind of similar, that there became a time when the power was just lying in the hands of the nobles and they became the kingmakers. So even though on gaddi agar aap bolte ho, on the throne there was the Mughal emperor or king, real power was lying in the hand of nobles. Something similar now started to happen, even if functionally, only for the namesake, nominally, the king was the Raja, and this time Raja Sahu, but the real power had in the hands of the Peshwa. ठीक है. So he was only a figurehead and the main head was Peshwa. The main, functional head, you can say, sorry. So Peshwa was the functional head and Raja Sahu was only a figurehead, nominal head, or for the namesake, if you say so. Now, one important contribution of Balaji Vishwanath was also to secure a Mughal sanad for the Marathas. What is Mughal sanad or sanad? Basically it means imperial order or order of the Raja Shahi, जिसको बोलते हैं. Why it is important to know? Because such terminologies are also asked in your prelims paper, so you never know from what section, because they ask you from ancient, medieval, modern, anywhere. So be very careful with that. अब है कि इस order में क्या बात हुई. ठीक है. What that order contained and why was it very important for the Marathas to get it from the Mughals? According to that order or sanad, the Marathas were given the right of collection. Collection of what? Collection of revenue from entire Deccan region and the Karnataka region. You know about the position of Marathas here, we have seen in the map earlier. So that entire Deccan region and the Karnataka region से the Marathas got right of collection of Chauth and Sardeshmukhi. What was Chauth? Again, these two terms you should remember for prelims. What is Chauth? 1/4. Chauth बोलते ना 1/4 quarter को, 1/4 of revenue, and Sardeshmukhi is 10% of the revenue. So earlier the power which was lying in the hands of the Mughals has now got, at least for this particular region, into the hands of the Marathas. Therefore this sanad or imperial order was very important, and who was able to get that or secure that? Balaji Vishwanath. Okay. Then we can also say that the next person, the second, Balaji Vishwanath, is also considered as the kind of second founder of the Maratha state. The major founder, the first founder you will call of course Shivaji. लेकिन पेशवाशिप के अंदर, जो प्राइम मिनिस्टरशिप के अंडर की हम बात करते हैं, so he can be considered as the second founder of Maratha state. So what he did was to assign separate areas to the Maratha Sardars. जो अलग अलग leaders थे, उनको अलग अलग areas assign कर दिया, and then started a system of watans and saranjams. Please again remember these terms. ठीक है. ये सारे terms important हैं. The system of watans and saranjams basically talked about the land grants. ठीक है. अब यहाँ पे क्या हुआ? It got later settled down as the autonomous chiefs. I mean जो सरदार्स होते थे वो बाद में इंडिविजुअल उन्हीं रीजन्स पर, उन्हीं लैंड ग्रांट्स पर जहाँ उनको लैंड मिल जाता था, ऑटोनोमस यानी सेल्फ इंडिपेंडेंट चीफ की तरह सेटल डाउन होने लग गए. सो इफ़ समबडी आस्क्स यू दैट हु वाज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर स्टार्टिंग दिस सिस्टम, यू नीड टू रिमेंबर द नेम ऑफ पर्सन बालाजी विश्वनाथ. देन हिज सन वाज पेशवा बाजीराव वन, who is considered as the greatest exponent of guerrilla tactics after शिवाजी. जो सबसे ज़्यादा फेमस टैक्टिक्स होती है ऑफ वॉरफेयर, उसके प्रोपोनेंट जाने जाते थे आफ्टर शिवाजी. Now again what I have done is to give you the name of all of these Peshwas in a chronological manner and just give you the important points about it, like we did in the case of later Mughals, so that prelims के questions आपके tackle हो जाएंगे. ठीक है. नहीं तो extension तो बहुत लंबा हो जाएगा इन सब topics का, which otherwise is not required for your examination. You just roughly need to understand about how the things were going. Also he preached Hindu Pad Padshahi. What is this Hindu Pad Padshahi? Basically talking about the Hindu empire. So we already know that the Marathas were focusing on having a Hindu empire, right? So they were trying their best to secure the support of the Hindu chiefs against the Mughals so that they could fight on this line also. Further, his son was Balaji Bajirao, who was also known as Nana Sahib. And during his time, the main significant thing that happened, that the Marathas were defeated by Ahmad Shah Abdali in third battle of Panipat. ठीक है, that happened in the year 1761. And so who was the Peshwa then? Balaji Bajirao, also known as Nana Sahib. Moving on, another Peshwa, the fourth Peshwa is Madhav Rao, who restored the lost fortune of the Maratha Empire. आई मीन यहाँ पे जब बैटल ऑफ पानीपत में डिफीट होने के बाद, एंड आई विल हैव अ स्मॉलर सेक्शन ऑन द बैटल ऑफ पानीपत इन वन ऑफ द लेक्चर्स इन द वेरी कमिंग लेक्चर, बिकॉज एक बार आई थिंक 2014 इट वॉज प्रोबेबली और 15 आई डोंट रिमेंबर, बट द क्वेश्चन हैज़ बीन आस्क्ड ऑन इट. ठीक है, तो विल डिस्कस दैट ऑल्सो. Now when it comes to restoring the fortunes, or you can say the glory, or the the thing that glorified Maratha Empire that was existing earlier, to get back that or to restore that, Madhav Rao played an important role, and this gaining back of the fortunes of the Maratha Empire or restoring it is also known as Maratha resurrection. Now he could do it, this Peshwa could do it because of the presence of an able minister with him whose name was Nana Fadnavis. So these names are just important, you can just read and let it go. Next person is Narayan Rao. As such, we do not have any important thing to remember about. Then Raghunath Rao, he was deposed by Nana Fadnavis. Nana Fadnavis, this person, deposed matlab you can say removal from the throne, okay, removed from the throne by this person, and 11 other administrators. अब आप देखोगे, so 11 other people plus Nana Fadnavis together they make 12 people's group, and that was known as बार भाई. ठीक है, 12 के लिए यूज़ करते हैं ना, so बार भाई, and this was known as बार भाई conspiracy. Why बार भाई conspiracy? Because they combined, I mean Nana Fadnavis and these 11 administrators, they got together, and they deposed or they threw Raghunath Rao from his throne. ठीक है, therefore conspiracy. अब ये जो लोग थे एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर्स, दे इंक्लूडेड द मराठा सरदार्स. सो सम एग्जाम्पल्स आर लाइक महजी शिंदे एंड टुकोजीराव होलकर एट्सेट्रा. बट फॉर द टाइम बिंग यू कैन जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड अबाउट बार भाई एंड बार भाई कॉन्स्पिरेसी, कि बस ये किस कॉन्टेक्स्ट में, ठीक है, हिंट ही काफ़ी होता है टू आंसर द प्रीलिम्स क्वेश्चंस, एंड दैट वुड बी देन ओके. द नेक्स्ट पर्सन इज सवाई माधव राव, and during his time the first Anglo-Maratha war took place. Now what is this Anglo-Maratha war? We have a detailed section coming in the further classes. आपको अभी नहीं घबराना है. अभी आप देखो इसको as a story, just understand it. Now what is happening, we are talking about that after the decline of the Mughal Empire, or let's say as and when the decline started, we had seen the rise or emergence of the regional states, है ना, in different regions, different groupings started to emerge as autonomous kingdoms. कुछ मुगल स्टेट में से ही निकल गए, कुछ लड़के नया उन्होंने बनाया, कुछ अपने इंडिपेंडेंस चाहते थे, दैट इज़ अ डिफरेंट थिंग, बट द रीजनल स्टेट्स केम. तो वट एवर फाइट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट राइट नाउ इज़ द इंटरनल फाइट. ठीक है, मतलब वन इंडियन पावर विथ अनदर इंडियन पावर. बट वेन द ब्रिटिश केम इन टू पिक्चर, यूरोपियंस और फिर उसमें ब्रिटिश की सुप्रीमेसी, दे ऑल्सो स्टार्टेड टू फाइट विद दीज एग्जिस्टिंग पावर्स. ठीक है, तो मराठाज वर एन इम्पॉर्टेंट वन, एंड देयर फोर एंग्लो द टर्म इज़ यूज फॉर इंग्लिश और आप ब्रिटिश भी बोल सकते हो. सो वॉट हैपेंड, दे स्टार्टेड टू हैव देयर फाइट विद इम्पॉर्टेंट पावर्स लाइक मराठा, Mysore, Sikh. So those wars are called as Anglo-Maratha war, Anglo-Mysore war, Anglo-Sikh war. तो वो हम तभी कर पाएंगे ना when we study about the Europeans actually. ब्रिटिशर्स की जब बात करेंगे, तो जब करेंगे तब फिर बात करते हैं. ठीक है, अभी जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड इनके टाइम में ये हुआ. And also the central authority got weakened because of all the war etc. And the big Maratha sardars or the chiefs also started to carve out their semi-independent states in the north. तो उनके टाइम पे थोड़ा डिस्ट्रक्शन जो है वो ज़्यादा हो रहा था. अच्छा, now that they started to carve out their own semi-independent states, so they had their own armies and they just nominally owe their allegiance to the Peshwa. मतलब नाम मात्र के लिए पेशवा के अंडर में बोला जाता था कि हैं, but actually they were having own armies. So these are the names you have to remember. Prelims में this can come as a matching point, like which grouping was or which Sardar was ruling in the which part. So for example, for the Indore region you have Holkars, Gwalior, Sindhya, बड़ौदा, गायकवाड़, नागपुर, भोंसले. ठीक है, सो प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. अच्छा, नेक्स्ट यहाँ से अगर हम कंटिन्यू करेंगे, सो नेक्स्ट पेशवा बाजीराव टू. So during his tenure, second Anglo-Maratha war happened and third Anglo-Maratha war also happened. In the third Anglo-Maratha war that happened from 1817 to 18, पेशवा सरेंडर्ड, मतलब ब्रिटिश की सुप्रीमेसी बनती चली गई और पेशवा का सरेंडर हो गया. ठीक है. सो द सीट ऑफ पेशवा वॉज नाउ एक्सटिंग्विश्ड, उसको ख़त्म कर दिया गया. एंड द मराठा स्टेट्स वर अलाउड टू एक्सिस्ट ओनली एज सब्सिडियरी स्टेट. एक सब्सिडियरी अलाइंस का कॉन्सेप्ट आएगा आगे, उसको बहुत बाद में पढ़ना है जब हम प्रॉपर ब्रिटिश वाला रूल करने लगेंगे, कॉलोनियल रूल. फॉर द टाइम बिंग यू विल रिमेंबर सब्सिडियरी स्टेट विच मीन्स समथिंग विच इज़ एग्जिस्टिंग एज अ सेकेंड हैंड काइंड ऑफ, मतलब उनके अंडर में है ना, एक एडिशनल की तरह. अच्छा, यहाँ तक तो पेशवा का ऑफिस जो है इट गॉट एक्सटिंग्विश्ड बिकॉज ऑफ द आपका ब्रिटिश. लेकिन जब फिर ड्यूरिंग द रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 क्या हुआ, देयर केम अनदर लीडर इन द मराठाज ओनली, नाना साहेब, एंड हु वाज अडॉप्टेड सन ऑफ पेशवा बाजीराव टू, दिस पर्सनस अडॉप्टेड सन. बीच में तो सारा टाइम जो है 1818 से यहाँ तक ब्रिटिश का ही मेनली रूल रहा, लेकिन उनकी फैमिली भी तो चली रही थी ना, और बस द सीट वॉज एक्सटिंग्विश्ड, उनको ऑफिशियल रिकग्निशन नहीं था. बट दिस पर्सन व्हेन वी विल स्टडी अबाउट पीपल लाइक यू नो लक्ष्मीबाई, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई एट्सेट्रा, देन वहीं नाना साहेब का भी जिक्र होगा रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 में, हु ट्राइड एंड हु सॉट टू रीस्टोर द मराठा कॉन्फेडरेसी टू द एंड द पेशवा ट्रेडिशन, जो यहाँ पर ख़त्म हो गया था. ठीक है, ओके. So we can quickly sum it up about the Marathas, saying that the Marathas failed to transform themselves into a modern state despite having many capabilities, and because they failed to transform themselves into a modern state and they could have replaced the Mughals but they could not, so it made way for the rise of the British. क्योंकि अगर कोई internal Indian power, if any internal Indian power would have risen to the that greater status, then any external power probably would not have got that opportunity. But we were having internal weaknesses, right? And therefore it gave opportunity to the rise of British, right? So there were certain weaknesses. For example, सोशल ऑर्डर में वीकनेसेस था, रेवेन्यू सिस्टम बिल्कुल एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सिस्टम वॉज वेरी सिमिलर टू द मुगल्स. देन लाइक द मुगल्स दे वर ऑल्सो फोकसिंग ओनली ऑन देयर ओन फोर्स, एज सच ऑल इंडिया एम्पायर के लिए कुछ कर भी नहीं रहे थे. दे इवन फेल टू स्टैब्लिश बॉन्ड्स विद द कॉमन पीपल एंड दे वर जस्ट इंटरेस्टेड इन एक्सट्रैक्टिंग रेवेन्यू फ्रॉम द पेजेंट्री. ठीक है, नियरली हाफ ऑफ द एग्रीकल्चरल प्रोड्यूस जो है वो टैक्स की तरह जमा हो जाता था. एंड दे डिड नॉट ट्राई टू डेवलप अ न्यू इकोनॉमी, and there was no encouragement to science, tech, trade, industry, etc. by the Marathas. So these are the reasons that they could not transform themselves into a modern state. In case you get to write a question in mains, you have good enough points, you will just have to read more from your textbook and elaborate, right? Okay. So the another new state is your sixth grouping. नाउ हियर सबसे पहले तो अगर हम इस टर्म का मतलब समझते हैं तो दैट टर्म इज़ रेफरिंग टू लर्नर और डिसाइपल. ठीक है, तो क्या हुआ कि जो लोकल लोगों का ग्रुपिंग था, जो 6 लोगों का लोगों का ग्रुपिंग था, दे स्टैब्लिश्ड इंडिपेंडेंट ऑटोनोमस स्टेट इन दी पंजाब रीजन, जो फॉर्मर लाहौर का रीजन है. क्योंकि पहले तो उस टाइम पर तो देयर वाज नो इंडिया पाकिस्तान ना, तो वो पूरा रीजन यू नो कि पंजाब हमारा इंडिया में भी है और पंजाब स्टेट उनके पाकिस्तान में भी है, क्योंकि वहीं पर डिवाइड हुआ था बंगाल और पंजाब रीजन में जब पार्टीशन हुआ. तो उस टाइम पे तो इट वाज वन एंड ऑल. ठीक है, बट दे जस्ट ट्राई टू स्टैब्लिश देयर ऑटोनोमस स्टेट, लेकिन गवर्नर नहीं थे उस स्टेट्स के. ठीक है, अपना बस छोटी छोटी चीज़ों के लिए खुद उसमें मैनेजमेंट करने की कोशिश करते थे. अच्छा, एज अ रिलीजन, बिकॉज 6 के बारे में जब हम पढ़ते हैं तो नॉट ओनली एज अ मिलिट्री थिंग, हम रिलीजन वाइज भी पढ़ते हैं. द डिटेल्स ऑफ रिलीजन यू विल डू इन योर आर्ट एंड कल्चर, हम उसको यहाँ नहीं कर रहे हैं. वी आर जस्ट मैंशनिंग अबाउट इट टू गेट इन टू दैट जोन ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग हाउ थिंग्स चेंज्ड. सो द फाउंडर ऑफ सिखिज़म वॉज गुरु नानक, एंड यू नो कि फिर उनके बाद 9 गुरुज दे वर द सक्सेसर्स, राइट. अब जो लास्ट 4 गुरुज की हम बात करते हैं, द डिटेल्स ऑफ विच यू विल स्टडी इन योर आर्ट एंड कल्चर, दे वर परसिक्यूटेड बाय द मुगल्स. तो यहाँ पे फिर से रिलीजन का इशू था, ये तो खैर हमने पहले भी देखा हुआ है. एंड ऑल्सो इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द 2 स्पेसिफिक गुरुज, गुरु अर्जन जी एंड गुरु तेग बहादुर जी, सो दे वर बी हेडेड, मतलब उनका सर काटा गया. एंड दे वर ब्रूटली किल्ड फॉर रिफ्यूजिंग टू कन्वर्ट टू इस्लाम. सो देयर वॉज दिस प्रॉब्लम. Then if you talk about the 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh, so he transformed the Sikhs into a military force. जो चीज़ अभी तक एक religion wise चलती चली आ रही थी, now he transformed them into a military force. ठीक है, कि अब हम लड़ेंगे. And also established Khalsa, which was a body of the members, right? Also बिकॉज अभी तक क्या हो रहा था, जब 10 गुरुज तक सब कुछ चल रहा था तो दे वर द पर्सन्स, लोग थे जो गुरुज थे, लेकिन उन्होंने उस लोग वाली चीज़ को ख़त्म किया, एंडेड द गुरुशिप. बट देन हु वुड हैव द अथॉरिटी? ऐसा नहीं कि फिर रिलीजन को कंटिन्यू करना है, रिलीजन तो करना है, तो हु वुड हैव द अथॉरिटी? सो द नाउ द पावर ऑफ गुरु वॉज वेस्टेड इन द ग्रंथ, जिसको आप गुरु ग्रंथ साहब जानते हो. तो दैट गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी कहाँ से हुआ कि गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी ने, जो 10वें गुरु थे, उन्होंने ही एंडेड द गुरुशिप एंड द पावर वॉज नाउ वेस्टेड इन द ग्रंथ. ठीक है. ऑल्सो ऑफकोर्स फॉर द रिलीजियस इशूज देयर वाज कॉन्फ्लिक्ट विद औरंगजेब एंड 1708 में वॉज मर्डर्ड बाय द डिसाइपल बंदा बहादुर. ठीक है, उनके डिसाइपल का नाम था बंदा बहादुर. सो इन सिखिज्म यू विल हैव टू रिमेंबर दीज नेम्स हु देन बिकेम द लीडर. Now when Banda Bahadur became the leader, he was also later, after his some years of ruling, was captured and put to death in the year 1715. अब आपको लगेगा now the gurus are also not there, then the person who became the leader is also not there, he is also, he has also died. Then how did the Sikhs still continue to survive, and even survive to an extent that we had the Anglo-Sikh War also, which means the war was not only internally but also with the British. How did it happen? So the Sikhs had finally succeeded in establishing political power in Punjab despite of these leaders not being there, and there were reasons for that. Mainly because of the weakening of the Mughal imperial authority in the 18th century, in the early 18th century, 1707 औरंगज़ेब के डेथ के बाद, the later Mughals were not that strong enough, ठीक है, and they were very unable emperors, तो उसके वजह से एक weakening हो रही थी. Then the series of Persian and Afghan invasions, we have talked about Nadir Shah and Ahmad Shah Abdali, because of which क्या हो रहा था, there was undermining of the Mughal authority, and Mughal authority weak पड़ रही थी, so the other regions were getting that opportunity to develop. Because of the Maratha incursions, there was turmoil in that province also. Maratha भले यहाँ थे, बट जब वो इंकर्शन करते थे, मतलब इधर उधर और जाते थे, तो सिक्स का यहाँ पर रीजन था, तो उसमें भी प्रॉब्लम हो रहा था. एंड मुगल्स के लिए तो हो ही रहा था, मुगल की अथॉरिटी वीकन हो रही थी. एंड ऑफकोर्स इंटरनल स्ट्रगल विद इन दी प्रोविंशियल एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, जिसके वजह से दे कुड स्टिल सक्सीड इन स्टैब्लिशिंग द पॉलिटिकल पावर इन पंजाब. दिस इज़ अ टर्म यू नीड टू रिमेंबर, ये प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. From the terminology perspective, the term is misls. The term is basically referring to brotherhood or confederacies based on the kinship ties. Kinship आप कह सकते हो blood relations, या फिर just relatives के लिए भी term use होता है kinship. So the groupings or the brotherhood or confederacy based on that, उसके लिए जो term use होता है that is your misl. अच्छा, अब क्या होने लगा? बिकॉज ऑफ द मुगल रिप्रेशन, मुगल्स वर डेफिनेटली नॉट वांटिंग देम टू सक्सीड, सो द सिक्स ऑर्गेनाइज्ड देमसेल्व्स इनटू स्मॉलर मोबाइल बैंड्स. I mean smaller groups which were mobile, as in they were moving continuously, and these groups were called as jathas. ठीक है, and the head was jathedar. Now after 1765 the smaller groups they regrouped themselves. ये छोटे छोटे groups ने खुद को और regroup कर लिया, and they made 12 larger regional grouping और confederacy या फिर misls, जो हमने अभी देखा. ठीक है, वो छोटे group से basically बन के आया, that was led by the local chiefs. Now that you understand कि यहाँ पर there were smaller groupings taking charge of that, so of course there was decentralization, because whenever power is lying with so many groupings, that is called as decentralization, and when the power is lying in one hand, that is called as centralization. So here you notice decentralization. Then further what happened, there was efforts towards centralization of the Sikh state, right? अब ये effort कब हुआ? ये effort हुआ in the end of 18th century. So you will say कि अभी तक तो we have seen that there were no important leaders and everything was just going haywire, so there was decentralization. So how did the centralization happen? Now the centralization happened, or the efforts for the centralization was done by a person known as Ranjit Singh. Now his name again you will study when we will do the Anglo-Sikh wars, तो वहाँ पे ज़्यादा डिटेल में करेंगे. And he belonged to the मिसल, जो हमने अभी ग्रुपिंग का नाम देखा ना, मिसल टर्म, तो ही बिलोंग टू, और ही वॉज द चीफ ऑफ सुकेर चकिया मिसल. ठीक है, अब ये सब देखिए प्रीलिम्स के सीधे सीधे पॉइंटर्स हैं विच यू विल हैव टू रिमेंबर. एंड ही वॉज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज शेर पंजाब. अब यहाँ पे क्या होने लगा? ही स्टार्टेड टू हैव द सेम लैंड रेवेन्यू सिस्टम एज द मुगल्स. ही ट्राई टू मॉडर्नाइज द आर्मी. ही वॉज वेरी लिबरल इन हिज अप्रोच. He also signed Treaty of Amritsar with British East India Company, and he was recognized as the sole sovereign ruler of Punjab. ठीक है, although the region only north of Satluj river, आपने रिवर्स का तो पढ़ा ही होगा, इंडस एंड ट्रिब्यूटरीज, तो वहीं से ये निकल के आ रहा है कि उस रीजन का सोल रूलर जो है वो इनको बता दिया गया. ठीक है, बिकॉज इन द साउथ ऑफ द सतलज रिवर देयर वर नो एक्सपेंशन बाय द रूलर. तो एनीवेज विल हैव फर्दर डिस्कशंस ऑन हिम. And after his death, there was again internal struggle for power. British definitely would try to take the opportunity and try to capture Punjab. That resulted in the first Anglo-Sikh war, and British finally annexed Punjab in 1849. So you can see कि उधर पेशवा की सीट को भी ख़त्म कर दिया, यानी मराठास पर भी कब्ज़ा हो गया, सिख्स पर भी कब्ज़ा हो गया. ठीक है, दिस इज़ हाउ द ब्रिटिश वॉज ऑल्सो एक्सपैंडिंग. आगे भी हम देखेंगे. Then when we talk about the Jats. Now Jats were basically an agricultural caste in the, of course, North Indian region. अभी भी हैं, but हम उस हिसाब से समझ रहे हैं पहले के टाइम में. And they were present in the Delhi-Agra belt of present day time. ठीक है, they were very much against the oppressive policies of Aurangzeb, therefore they were protesting. ठीक है, इसलिए हम न्यू स्टेट्स में इनको कवर कर रहे हैं. And the Jat zamindars were the leaders of this charge. Some important persons as leaders, you just have to remember the name, you need to be familiar with the names. For example, Churaman, who established Jat state of Bharatpur in Rajasthan, Badan Singh, Surajmal. ठीक है. Now after the death of Surajmal in 1763, there was end of the Jat state. Ab important thing to remember about him is that during his time this third battle of Panipat happened, है ना. 1761 में third battle of Panipat happened, so that happened during his tenure. Now he had a role to play in that battle, but he did not participate in that battle. So without participating also he played a role in that battle. Now what it was? Now what he did, this third battle of Panipat was fought between whom? Ahmad Shah Abdali, who was an invader from Afghanistan, versus Marathas. ठीक है, मराठास उसमें हार गए. तो इस सूरजमल का क्या था स्टैंड वहाँ पर कि he maintained neutrality, which means he did not favor either Ahmad Shah Abdali nor the Marathas, मतलब सामने से technically. And he maintained neutrality on Abdali's insistence. Abdali had insisted him that you please do not support the Marathas because there were chances that otherwise Abdali would lose. ठीक है, and that is also one of the reason or one of the factor considered for Maratha defeat in the third battle of Panipat. Had Surajmal directly supported the Marathas, maybe they would have won. However, internally he wanted to assist the Marathas, so still gave his assistance to the Maratha soldiers or civilians. For example, किसी को चोट लग जा रही है या any kind of खाना और support देना है, so that kind of help was given. But overall in the battle he maintained neutrality on Abdali's insistence. Therefore, it is said that he was not a participant in the war, still had a role to play in the battle. ठीक है, so just remember that. Next new state is about the Afghans. Now because in the Afghan region, मतलब अभी का जो अफगानिस्तान वाला region है, somehow near to that, there was political disruptions happening at that point of time, mid 18th century में. Because of the internal political disruption was happening, those Afghanis were migrating to India, because Pakistan तो बीच में कुछ था ही नहीं ना, वो तो it was all Indian subcontinent. So they were migrating into Indian region. So उस टाइम पर there were two important people who established their own kingdoms, जिसको हम new states की तरह समझते हैं. One was Ali Muhammad Khan, who established Rohilkhand region in the northwestern part of UP. आप आज मैप में देख सकते हो, ठीक है, because he was very much oppressed with Nadir Shah's invasion. And another person was Muhammad Khan Bangash, who established the Farrukhabad region, which is presently in between Aligarh and Kanpur region of present day UP. ठीक है, and that happened during the reigns of Farooq Siyar and Muhammad Shah, who were the Mughal emperors. ये छोटा सा factual detail है that you have to remember. So that was all about the new states. Now in the next video I'll quickly cover your independent state, Mysore, Kerala and Rajput. ठीक है, छोटा सा ही है, and then we'll go on to see the 18th century India, the situations there, and then in the coming video we'll have the discussion on the arrival of Europeans. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much. Hope these videos are of use to you. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe. Bye bye. Take care.